Hello, fabulous friends. Today I'm going to show you 3 playing card decks. Technically it's 6 because they're doubles, but I've been acquiring some fancy playing cards to do readings with. And I figured that if I'm going to do divination with playing cards, cardomancy, that that I don't want a plain, boring bicycle deck. I want something pretty and fancy and unique. So I've been on the hunt for playing card decks, and I found a few that I really, really love. The first one that I got is called Visago, and this is what I mean when I'm talking about their doubles. Uh, all three different decks that I got came in 2 different styles, and I got both. So, you know, so I have a backup, and I also have the other color because why not? So this is the front of the box of the Visago playing cards, and I think these were like a Kickstarter thing or something, but you can find them now. A lot of places are sold out of them because I think they had a limited run, but I found copies. So these are the Visago decks, and those are the backs of the box, which are also what the backs of the cards look like. I've been using the red one, but since the cards are out of order because I've been shuffling them, I'm going to show you the blue one since they're in order, and I'm not going to bother putting the other deck back in order. So yeah. So these are the backs, same as the back of the box. And the thing that is unique about this deck is that all the cards have faces, including the pips. So I'm going to do walkthroughs of these decks, and hope you enjoy. They're a lot of fun. So here is the Joker, and this is the other Joker, and these are very fun and colorful. The artist who created these cards does pottery, like ceramics and stuff, and I think this style of art is based on her pottery. And I don't know the origin of it, if it's based on some European style or something, because I have seen similar types of pottery in Sicily and other places. But anyway, here are the Jokers, and then I will go through the suits. And here are the spades. Right away you can see the ace of spades. Interestingly enough, has 2 faces on it. And of course the ace of spades in any playing card deck is usually more ornate than the rest of the deck, and it usually has special significance as far as divination meaning. So that is the ace of spades, and here is the 2, which is the same face, but there's only 1 on each pip, and so on and so forth. So the 3, the 4, the 5, six, 7, 8, 9. And the other thing too I like about the pips is that sometimes they're facing in opposite directions, so you can kind of read into the meanings of that a little bit. And then the 10. And then now we'll do the courts. And the courts are really the star of the deck. And they usually are out of playing card decks. I mean, when you have custom playing card decks, most of the time, the pips will be plain and boring, and then the courts will be phenomenal. I don't understand why playing card creators do that. I think that you should have ornate pips too. I mean, if you're going to create a fancy deck, then the whole thing should be fancy. That's how I feel. But of course, I'm not using these to play with. I'm using these for divination purposes. So anyway, and then here is the Jack of Spades. And the Queen, who is very beautiful. And the King. And I love the kings in this deck. I just think they're so expressive, and they're also very handsome too. So that's the spades, and then now we are going to do diamonds. So here's the ace of diamonds, and it has a forward-facing face. And I think on the Kickstarter page or her website or something, she talks about how the faces that face in different directions mean different things. I'll have to look that look up that again, but yeah, I think the faces in different directions mean different things. So this is a forward-facing face. I think he looks like shit, what is that Pokemon? The one that's evolved from Caterpie. The cocoon. Shit, I can't remember his name. But anyway, that's what I think he looks like to me. And then as you get into the other numbers, you see that the faces are facing to the side instead of forward, which I think is interesting. Of course, the aces are always special, and of course, so on and so forth. It's the same. So I won't show you all the numbers through 10 since they're exactly the same. I'll just skip to the courts. So here is the Jack of Diamonds, who is very, very handsome. He reminds me of several different people. He reminds me of my friend Joe. He also reminds me of Brad Pitt. So, yeah, that is the Jack of Diamonds. And then the Queen, who is, of course, very pretty. And you'll notice, too, that each suit in this deck has a different color scheme, which I love. I love that in playing cards. I love that in tarot cards. I think that more deck creators should have color-coded suits. And then there's the King. And then now on to the clubs. So here is the Ace of Clubs, which is a feminine person, appears to be. And then here's the 2. And again, the ace had a forward-facing face, and then the other pips have a sideways face, which is interesting. And then here's the 3, and so on and so forth. So I'll show you the courts. Here is the Jack of Clubs. And the Queen. The color scheme kind of reminds me of like Mardi Gras, New Orleans. Purple, green, orange. And the King. And this King is very handsome, I think. And then this is our last suit, the Hearts. So here's the Ace of Hearts, which is, of course, a couple, essentially. Since the hearts are about love and emotions. And then, of course, again, you get a single face in the pips. And then there's the 3, and then so on and so forth. Actually, I can show you, maybe, alright, let's show you one more. Here's the 10. They're so cool. These cards are so freaking cool. So when I started getting into the playing cards, this was the first one that I bought. There's the Jack. He has an earring. I never noticed that before. I like his earring and his pointy beard. Like King Grizzlebeard from the fairy tale, if you're familiar with that. Oh yeah. Check out that beard. It's all spirally and shit. Alright, so here is the Queen. Love her eyes. And then the King. And the King reminds me of Grizzly Adams. He's got that beard, I think, and the hair. So those are the Visago playing cards. And I'll give you more information. Visago playing cards, first edition by Lumino, who is the publisher, I believe. By Abolina Arts. Annette Abolins is the name of the artist. I don't know if you can read that or not. Oh, I'm having trouble with this camera. There we go. And go to her website. So those are the Visago. Oh, yeah, and by the way, look at the insides of these boxes, too. Isn't that pretty? Love that. Alright. So those are the Visago cards. Onward and upward. Excuse me. The next ones that I have are the Green Man cards. And, oh wait, one second, there's one thing that goes with this. Let's see here. With the cards, I also got the book. And the book is fascinating because, let's see, I'll flip through for you here. So it gives you information about the characters on the cards. And then when you get into the pips, let's see here, then it gives you various meanings and attributes of the plants, because even the pips have plants on them. They're all plants. And then you get, the name of the plant, attributes and folklore, associated deities, notes of interest. So, I mean, basically they're giving you the magical and divinatory meanings of the plants, which is fabulous. Alright. So here are the Green Man cards. These are the fronts of the box. I like the foil. Yeah, the foil really shows on the back. I don't know if you can see that, if it catches in the light at all, but that's just gorgeous. So those are the backs of the boxes. It says the Green Man, made in Europe, by Jocu. Jocu is the company who makes them. Tuck boxes made in Italy, cards printed by Cartamundi. And this company, Jocu, is new. They did another playing card deck called... Oh, wait, hold on. I'll tell you in a second here. It's based on Sicilian folklore, and they actually put one card in here that references it. Philide, F-I-L-L-I-D-E, who was a Sicilian princess. So they did a card deck based on that, and I thought about getting that because I actually found that one first, and I love all things Sicilian because that's my heritage. But then I saw the Green Man cards and I like them better. I like the artwork a lot better. It just resonated with me, so that's what I went with. Maybe later I'll get the other ones, but for now these are fine. So of course they come in the green, which is summer, I guess, and then the tan or brown, which is the fall. And again, just like the other cards, the cards themselves are exactly the same. It's the backs that are different. I don't think I've shuffled these because I just got these not long ago, maybe a week or two ago. So okay, you get a little title card, copyright card. Oh yeah, and by the way, those are the backs of the green deck. Just look at the detail. I mean, I don't know how much you can see on camera, but it's just gorgeous. Alright, so now we will go into the suits. Oh, and the other thing too, the cardstock on these are just phenomenal. I mean, I've never had, oh, I can't say that. Usually with playing cards, especially really fancy custom ones, the cardstock tends to be good, and I've not been disappointed yet. They're really good. And it's got that linen finish that's sort of textured, which is gorgeous. So here is the Ace of Spades, and I love the faces. Oh wait, where are the jokers? I want to show you the jokers first. Some companies put the jokers at the beginning of the deck, some of them put them at the end of the deck, but so here are the jokers, and they're vastly different. Look at this guy first. He's got like a mushroom head and some dandelions. And then this one is got some other kind of foliage. Alright. So there's the ace. I showed you that. And here's the two. Now this is where it gets interesting because the pips don't all have the plants on them. Yeah, it varies. Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's three. So you could read meanings into that too, depending on which pip has the plant and how many of them there are and how they are in relation to other cards and stuff. So, alright. So 3, 4, and I'm not going to go through all of them because I mean they are very similar, but you get the idea. And each pip has a different plant on it, which is very cool. And then here are the courts. So here is the Jack, which is actually two people. It looks like. Let's look up. Let's look that up. Oh, okay. The other thing I forgot too. Each suit is a different season of the year, which is super cool. I mean, that's just as cool as color coordinating the suits. I think it's like applying a different element in the tarot, and again, applying a different season. So the Ace of Spades is autumn. He's a green man. So yeah, the spades are autumn. The King of Spades, or wait, hold on. Let's go back because okay, the Jack. The Jack is Pyramus and Thisbe. And the plant is mulberry tree. So yeah, so they're a couple. And then the queen is Philidae, who is the Sicilian princess that I talked about before. And then the king is the wild man. So, again, there's the jack. There's the queen. And the king. Alright, so next is diamonds. Oh, of course they put these in the wrong order. I'm going to put them in the order that I want. Oh, I just noticed something. Is that, oh yeah, check that out. I didn't see that before. The aces also have an elemental symbol. Do you see it? See it down there? Little triangle with a line through it. And then on this one, it's on up top. So they have the elemental symbols too, which is awesome. So here's the ace of diamonds. He looks kind of cheerful. And the 2. And the 3. And so on. And there's the jack. And I'm not going to read all the characters in the core cards, but you can see that each of them is a different character. And the king, look at his beard. Love that beard. He looks like the Holly King. I wonder if diamonds represent winter. Actually, I'm going to look that up. Why not? Diamonds are winter. Yep, so that must be the Holly King. Alright, so now we are on to clubs. Here is the ace. And the 2. And so on. And then the courts. Here's the jack, who also has a pretty gnarly looking beard. The queen, oh, she's very interesting. She's pretty, but very serious. And then the king. He's very earthy looking, like he actually looks like he's a tree. Kind of cool. And then the last suit in this deck, which of course I have to put in order. Huh. And then here's the ace. I like the winking face. And the 2. And so on. And the jack, who has a cool hat. I'll have to look up who he is. And great beards. Great beards in this deck too. I like it. Queen. And the king. Oh yeah, the Suicide King with the sword in his head. That's very traditional. Very cool. So those are the Green Man cards. But Jocu. Oh, there's it. And this one too. I mean, the inside of the box is gorgeous. I mean, they even have like the foiling on the inside too. I mean, that's just beautiful. Alright, those are those. And then the last one. This one just came today, so I am super excited about this. I haven't even opened them yet. I opened the package. They're still in the cellophane, so I'm going to have to open one of them. But these are the Arabesque playing cards. And these have an interesting history because they were super, super expensive to produce. The guy who made them just went crazy with detail, and they're just they're absolutely incredible. But the first run of the cards actually had errors on them. The pip index did not match the actual pips. Not in all the cards, but I think there were two that were not right. And then some of the lettering is confusing because the font that they use is supposed to be reminiscent of Arabic, which, I mean, you can see on the cover, and it's in other places too. So these are the Arabesque cards. Let's see. Manufactured in Greece by Oath Playing Cards. It probably says on the inside who the artist is. So, so I got the green one and the red one, or the blue one, sorry, and the red one. I kind of like the blue one better just because I like the contrast. The red is cool, but it's also very bright, and I like the dark better. So that's the one I'm going to open. So this is a walkthrough and an unboxing. Look at that. This one too is also pretty hard to find. I mean, not really difficult to find, but a lot of places are sold out of it. So I was very happy to find copies. What was I going to say? Oh, the Green Man cards I actually pre-ordered because they hadn't been released yet. So when I found those, I got on them right away. But they're the only ones. The rest of them I had to look for. So anyway, here's the front of the box. Arabesque, premium quality playing cards. Love that. I mean, the foiling. And that was one of the reasons why they were so expensive to produce initially, is because of the foiling and all the detail, and they had to be printed multiple times because there were so many different layers of things on them, and they were super expensive. And it's such a shame that the first run had those errors. I mean, imagine putting all that work into it just to find out that they had errors. You know, that's an expensive mistake. And I think there's a video about that, about the Arabesque cards and the mistake, somewhere on YouTube. So if you look for that, you can find it. But yeah, I think the guy ended up selling the mistake decks at a discounted price or something, which is such a shame that he put all that money into that just to find that. But you know, that's the way it goes. And you know, gold on the inside, gorgeous. And these are the backs. Love that. I love the Arabic designs. I am so infatuated with the Arabic designs, with the star shapes and the swirling arabesques, and the arches, and just all of it. I think it's just a beautiful aesthetic. So yeah, so those are the backs. I would open the other one, but I don't want to right now. But the backs are a slightly different color. These ones obviously have more blue. The red ones are more vibrant red. But the design is the same. It's just the coloring is different. So, but I'm not going to open the other ones. So that's the backs. And then we have the jokers. see, and then they put the jokers at the front. The other ones, the jokers were in the back. And very cool. And see, just love these fucking cards. So those are the jokers. It's a man in a turban playing an oud, which I love. And then you also see that Arabic font. Initially, all of the cards had that, and some of them were kind of confusing. Like some of the letters look similar. So he ended up changing it for more traditional font, which is fine. I mean, I don't care. But just, I mean, look at that. And those are just the jokers. I love these. These are probably my favorite out of the ones that I got, just because they're just so detailed, and the aesthetic is just, I love it. Alright, you're gonna love these. Alright, so here are the spades. I mean, really, check that out. Look how gorgeous that is. Just seriously, just absolutely amazing. These are not your mama's bicycle cards, not by any means. So there's the ace. Oh yeah, and you also see what I mean by the more traditional lettering. Originally they had more of that ornate arabesque, but that's fine. I'm not really paying much attention to the letters themselves. And the two, I mean, and just look at that. Just look at the colors. Look at the foiling. Look at the details. Just, and then of course, so on and so forth. It goes throughout that. And the quartz. Oh my God, I love these quartz. I'm so in love with these court cards. You have no idea. Oh my God, look at him. Just gorgeous. Just love it. I just love these Arabic designs. They're just so beautiful. Yeah, and that's another thing too, about some custom playing card decks, is that oftentimes, you know, even if they'll have like a unique color scheme or some sort of interesting feature that makes them stand out, sometimes the court cards are the same too. Like, it's not just the pips that are plain boring pips. Sometimes they'll use the same design of the court cards, you know, the one that you're all familiar with, the French design, and then they'll do like different colors, which is okay, but I would rather have completely new court cards, not just recolorings. I would rather have something unique like this. I mean, just look at that. And the swords are like more of a scimitar instead of a straight broadsword, like a European sword. Just, I mean, look at that. And then onto the diamonds. And there's the ace. And, you know, I mean, you still get the Arabesque font. You just don't get it in the pip index, which is totally fine. The pip index, where is that? Everything's backwards. It needs to be readable, so I think that was a good idea to change that to a more traditional font. And then the 2, and so on. And then the quartz. Just look at that. Look at the shield. It's got that Arabic star shape, which I can't remember, but they're geometric shapes that are used in architecture and other things. I mean, they are everywhere in Arabic countries. They're very, very traditional, and just there's just very detailed and ornate, and there's a sort of mathematic quality to them, the way that they connect. But anyway, I mean, it's just beautiful. And I guess they all have it, because the queen has that shape too, or a similar one. king. I love what he did with this deck. I mean, seriously. This is just beautiful. Alright, and then now we have the clubs. And the clubs are cool. I think, yeah, this is the only suit where he changed the pip slightly. As you can see, the club, the top has a point, which is very distinguishing. I think it looks cool. So anyway, the ace, and the 2, so on. And then the courts. Jack, Queen, love her. And then the King. So those are my fancy new playing cards. I love them. I love all 3 of these decks. The Arabesque ones are probably my favorite, and I knew they would be. So I'm so glad that I got them. But I mean, I love all of them. The Visago is also great too. Those were the first ones that I got, and they're cool. I love the colors. It's just, I love these decks. I'm so glad. So yeah, if you can find beautiful, unique playing card decks with custom artwork, like fully customized, go for it. I mean, they're very rare to find something like this. Not a lot of people are doing that. And like I said, when you do find custom playing card decks, usually the court cards are customized and the pips are the same, or the faces, the whole deck, the pips and the courts are all the plain boring ones, and the backs are ornate. And I just don't understand that. Like, okay, you can have pretty backs. Any card deck can have pretty backs, but you know, I want the faces to be pretty and unique too. So anyway, so those are my playing cards: the Visago, the Green Man, and the Arabesque. I hope you enjoyed them. If you can find them, go get them. They are absolutely gorgeous decks, and I look forward to playing around with them, especially the Arabesque ones because they're brand new. So anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Take care.